Carnage going live today. I wanted to get my top 10 out there for 2024 and figured why not go ahead and do a live. So I'm gonna, even though there's nobody here, I'm gonna go ahead and get started because this is not something that I promoted or anything like that. So, number 10 for me is right here Nemesis Immortal. Um, I I feel like the more people didn't like the wings, the more I liked them. They are already a little too large to really comfortably pose him, so I just didn't see the sense in getting larger wings, and I really like this little creature a bit more on him than I like, or this attachment rather than creature. I really like this attachment more than I like the wings so far. Certainly for my tastes and my photography, it's a little easier to focus in on this guy as opposed to the wings, and the span of those wings is tough for us photographers to capture. It's a challenge, and I'm gonna keep working on that challenge. But I definitely like this attachment better than the wings so far. Haven't used the swords much, but I certainly will. I haven't figured out how I'm going to work this guy into any of my own stories, or any of the Cobra Law people. But we will get there. We'll get there. I feel like they did a good job. I was one of those people who was not really looking forward to Cobra Law, and Nemesis Immortal looks so good that I had to have him. So this is my number 10 entry, Nemesis Immortal. All right, let's go ahead and move on to number 9. Here we have Iron Grenadier. Some reuse from the Crimson Guard. I don't have the sword attachment on there, and I certainly should. Some Other than that, I think the arms are also reuse, but we have a new chest, a new head sculpt, new helmet, quite a bit of new pieces. As my friend Popinski pointed out, I'm also not too crazy about the tie. Could have done without that. I think we could have done without that. Maybe save that for some kind of an officer or somebody like that in the Iron Grenadiers. So this would have been higher for me because I really love Destro, and Destro's my favorite, and I'm all for the Iron Grenadiers. I'm all for expanding Destro's army. I wish these had been a little bit better, but they still certainly made my top 10. And let's go ahead and move on to number 8. All right, number 8 for me is Retro Beachhead. Yeah, I really didn't mind the Cobra Island version at all. I kind of miss the red beret, but I guess if I really wanted to, I could take that red beret off of my Cobra Island beachhead and pop it onto Retro Beachhead. Other than the beret not being there, he's got quite an impressive loadout. He's got that crossbow that we saw from the first version, as well as the same backpack, and then he's got a different pistol with a suppressor. He's got 2 knives. He's got a machine gun. He has the 2 explosive canisters here. And what do we call this thing? Snake Eyes also has this thing. Man, I can't think of what it's actually called. But what a great loadout that they gave Retro Beachhead, and I think he's definitely an improvement on that Cobra Island version. I like the green a bit better. Um, the head sculpt is really, there's not a whole lot there. But I feel like the color choices were much better. So I really appreciated this version. I'm happy to have it, and we'll look forward to getting Beachhead more involved in some of my photography here in the future. I feel like I haven't used this figure nearly as much as I would like to, but I really like him. So that is number 8, Retro Beachhead. There goes his backpack. Okay. I appreciate y'all hanging in there with me. This is Carnage, and I am doing my 2024 G.I. Joe Classified Countdown. We just had number 8, and here we go. Number 7 is Night Creeper. This is a figure that I just find myself admiring every time I pick it up. The combination of the purples and the silver armor just really rocks. The loadout, the all new loadout. He's got 2 different swords. He's got a crossbow with an arrow that you can pop on there, pop off the backpack and put onto that crossbow. And then he's got 2 daggers on his hips there. He is really stacked. This is a silent weapons guy. These guys are loyalists to Cobra Commander, which makes them very cool in my book. This is the standard soldier, and this is my sort of my officer or my leader of the Night Creepers with the different head sculpt. You get two different head sculpts there, and they're both just great. And I think this is all new, completely 100% new tooling from head to toe on these Night Creepers, and 100% new weapons, and quite an impressive loadout. So how could you really go wrong with the Night Creepers? So number 6, right? Number 7, that's right. Number 7 is Night Creepers. Sorry about that. I'm kind of going by memory on this. I've got these guys stacked on the side here, ready to go. So, talking about new tooling, let's talk about a complete repaint that managed to make my top 10. This is number 6. Oh yeah, it's Tiger Paw, and pull that helmet off, and it's Wreckage. What a stellar repaint. If all the repaints could look as good as Wreckage, it would just be amazing. This guy was really initially very hard to get, and eventually Target got them all out there, and I think everybody was able to get one. So good on Target for making those pretty easy to come by for folks. I was kind of reminded of the Cobra Island debacle and how tough it was to find those figures, how we had to get up early in the morning and go look for those figures. And good on Target for finally getting that sorted out. And now they've got, I think, sort of the opposite problem where there's usually too much stock and they end up having to clearance these things out. And it's kind of frustrating for those of us who paid full price. You know, I'm happy to pay full price. This is the only line that I can collect, and I'm happy to support it, you know. But it still gets frustrating to see people getting these things so cheaply sometimes from Target in particular, because they tend to overstock. But this is one of the ones I think that they didn't overstock. I hope that they will kind of use this as a template in the future for getting the right amount of these out. It was hard to find in the beginning, and it probably should be kind of hard to find in the beginning. And good on them for making sure that they did get enough to get one out to everybody who wanted one, because he's a stellar figure. So he is a repaint of Firefly, and obviously the Tiger Paw is a repaint of the Ferret. And but the main event here is definitely our man. Definitely our man, Wreckage, who is a demolitions and explosives guy. So he would be the G.I. Joe counterpart to the guy he's a repaint of, Firefly, and would share probably a lot of the same weapons, and probably the same skill set largely as well. And he's certainly a favorite of mine. Like I said, if all the repaints could be as well done as Wreckage, I would be really happy. You got to make sure you get that belt down, because it tends to ride up. So, number 6. There he is. It's Tiger Paw with Wreckage. All right, so we made it halfway through Carnage 2024 G.I. Joe Classified Top 10. And we're going to do the last of the repaints in the number 5 slot. We have, brand new to the line, the Twilight Guard. And oh, well, there he goes. Boom. And like the Night Creepers, Twilight Guards are loyalists to Cobra Commander. So these guys are very clever kit bash / repaints of, I think, about 5 different figures. Crimson Guard, Cobra Officer, Gung Ho, let's see, Tripwire, and I know there's one more that I'm leaving out. It's the arms, and I want to say those might be his driver, I think. So 5 different figures, plus this new soft goods cape that's kind of a cool cape that just hangs over one shoulder there. I wound up getting 2 of these guys, and I only kept one of the Steel Brigade commanders because I didn't think that figure was as cool as the Twilight Guard. So I grabbed 2 of these Twilight Guards. You can't really see the sword there, but he also has the Crimson Guard sword in addition to the Crimson Guard head sculpt. There he goes. I should have used stands. What a great figure. I was kind of disappointed even with the reuse of Gung Ho weapons, but repainted, they're not so bad. So in the number 5 spot, it's Twilight Guard. This is Carnage counting down my top 10 G.I. Joe classified figures for 2024. And we are moving on. The number 4 spot is Dreadnought Highway Pet. Dreadnought. It's Dreadnought Road Pig, and I'm remiss that I don't have his little buddy out here. Where is his little buddy? He's hiding. We know that I'm talking about Raucous, but really, Road Pig is the main event, and here he comes. Here he comes. All right. Here we go. We got Raucous here, Road Pig's little buddy. I know a lot of people didn't like this figure, felt like he was too chubby. I think Dreadnoughts should be chubby. These guys are not, most of them not spending a lot of time in the gym. And no, I'm not a rapper. I'm actually a blues musician. I'm an R&B musician. I am a singer. I'm a guitar player. But I've never tried to rap. Maybe I should. I don't know. But anyway, so for me, the number 4 spot, I really like the new sizing of this guy. I was really excited. Of course, we've got Serpentor, who's larger than the figures so far, but this guy is a little beefier, a little bit larger even than Serpentor, and I was just really excited to see that size and that stature in the series. And he's got some great weapons. He's got a couple of really cool head sculpts. So in the number 4 spot, it's Dreadnought Road Pig, and I'm a fan. I think they did a good job. I like a lot of the liberties that Lenny and the crew take. And of course, Raucous is mostly a repaint of Junkyard with a new head sculpt. He's really, he's just the sidekick, because the main event is Road Pig. All right, we are getting down to the nitty gritty. Number 3 in the G.I. Joe Classified 2024 lineup is Jinx, and we have a couple of other weapons. Well, not necessarily weapons. We've got a head sculpt. We've got fists for her here. I tend to have a little bag for each one of my figures, and the accessories go in that bag. So I've been pulling them out for most of the figures. I'm remiss I didn't have Road Pig's accessories out, and he's got great accessories, and I should have had those out. But alas, I do have all the accessories for Jinx. What a great head sculpt. I feel like the last few female figures have just been really stellar. They've been knocking it out of the park, and she's no exception. I love her head sculpt. I love also love the masked look for her. I love the flowing sash, the belt. The fact that they gave her just the one sword rather than the double Origin Storm Shadow sword, I also like. I really like her new weapon here. We've got pretty much all new tooling. I think with the exception of some of her weapons, I think the figure is completely new tooling. I never cared for that blindfold. I like it in theory, and I guess as a training piece, I like it. Hey, Wreck Ship. 85, how you doing, brother? I appreciate you tuning in. And everybody, I appreciate you tuning in. This is Carnage, just counting down my 2024 G.I. Joe Classified Top 10. Number 3, Jinx. And that tattoo looks great too. I forgot to mention that. I wanted to, and I forgot. The tattoo really, really, really looks good. All right, it's Carnage. We are counting down my G.I. Joe Classified Top 10 for 2025. Moving on, number 2. Oh, yeah. I think folks knew he was going to show up. I've been promoting my little film, my little photography film, I'm calling it. If you haven't watched it yet, it's called Something Rotten in San Christian. I hope you'll look it up. I'm working on the follow-up right now. But Doc is one of the main characters in my story, and he's one of my favorite characters. Was really happy to have old Carl finally show up. He's got the glasses. I don't have them on at the moment, but I really like how they designed the glasses. They look great. They fit great. The helmet looks great. He's also got the stretcher. He's got I believe this is a taser or a defibrillator. And then he's got the, this shoots the markers up in the air, which is why it's orange, to locate those who might be in need of rescue. And as we know, Doc is a pacifist, and he doesn't believe in weapons. So we don't have any weapons on Doc, but I think, like a lot of people, he's one of my favorites, and I know a lot of people love Doc, and we're excited to see him show up, and I think they did a stellar job on old Doc. All right, well, for me, the number 1 spot this time, I think probably won't be a surprise, because we just got that Dragonfly, and it is stellar. And I think, as far as the figures go, this one is heads and above the others. Again, he is an all-new sculpt from head to toe. And for me, he went far above exceeding my expectations. I mean, from head to toe. We got these great looking cowboy boots. I wish we could see a little bit more of them, but I mean, that's pretty realistic, honestly. The flight pants really look great. And they're, I believe, different from all the others that we've seen so far. He's got great little details here, like the zipper, and then we get down to that Western motif with his holsters and the belt. And man, and then the vest with the knife there. And those revolvers are just absolutely perfect. The hat is perfect. The sunglasses are removable. This is absolutely stellar. I know a lot of people feel like Crazy Legs and Night Force Ripcord kind of left something to be desired in terms of the head sculpts in particular, and whatever shortcomings there might be with those figures, certainly not there with Wild Bill. Number 1, in my opinion. Hey, ARS Cards, I appreciate you tuning in, brother. Thank you. And let's see, I want to go ahead and put an honorable mention in there because I had one more figure that I really wanted to get in there and didn't. And that is Once a Man Cobra Commander. What a hubbub you caused, buddy. You had everybody going crazy. People thought they weren't going to get one. I think some people probably still didn't get one. But boy, the FOMO was absolutely raging for Once a Man Cobra Commander. He's got some cool accessories, the broken mask. He's got the normal Cobra Commander masked head sculpt. He's got the little snake creature, half snake, sort of half man creature. Where are you at, buddy? Here he is. This little guy is really neat too. I wish he had a little more articulation, but you know, and we also sort of touch on the Cobra Law world with this figure, so that's kind of exciting as well. All right, so my top 10 wound up being a top 11 as we snuck in Once a Man Cobra Commander, but I think he really deserved to be in there. So if you don't know already, I've got another giveaway going, and that's going to be for when we hit 700. We just are now at 610. So when we hit 700, we are doing a giveaway. Let's see what I got here. My last giveaway winner, which was a Zorana giveaway, I still haven't heard from that person. So I still have that figure. And if that person doesn't contact me, I'm going to go ahead and include this one in the next giveaway. That'll be the 700 figure giveaway. Also will be Dusty, and also will be Stalker. So that's 3 figures, and these are all from Ollie's Con, all exclusive Ollie's Con merchandise. So do get on in there and find that video and get in on that. And I hope you, if you haven't subscribed, I hope you will. And I want to thank you for watching. This is Carnage saying over and out. We will do this again. I'm going to keep doing some more lives here. And I appreciate you watching, folks. Thank you.